What's up, ladies and gents? CenterStrain01, your host here, and welcome to my most anticipated games of 2017, E3 2017 to be exact. So there's going to be some games in here that I am most looking forward to getting a chance to play at E3, as well as when they come out, obviously after E3 comes out. This is going to be a long video. I'm going to be going down by publisher to let you guys know what are some of the games that I'm most excited about getting a chance to play and showing off to all of you. So we're going to go ahead and start this out. I will try to have some footage behind some of the games that I talk about, just to give you guys a little bit of, visual fidelity and stuff. This is more of like a kind of like a little podcast thing where I was like, you know what, instead of doing a video on each and every single game, I'm going to do one massive video to showcase like some of my favorite games that are going to be shown at E3. Now, some of these are speculated and might not actually be shown at E3, but I still want to let you guys know what my favorite upcoming games are. So we're going to go ahead and get into it. First off, we're going to start with Activision. So Activision has really three main titles that are going to be coming to E3, and that's going to be Call of Duty World War II, Destiny 2, and Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy. Now we'll start with Call of Duty World War II. One of the things everybody knows, Call of Duty is just has had that feeling of repetition over the past years. You know, it's like once you've created something and then it's coming out every single year, right? Sometimes it can get a little stale. Everybody knows that, but Call of Duty is still one of the top selling games every single year. So even though, you know, Battlefield last year decided to take it back to World War I era, and we were all upset that Call of Duty was staying in the future, obviously we know now that they already had planned to go back, but they were just doing it a year ahead of what Battlefield was planning on. So you got to remember that there are more than one developer that is making Call of Duty. So each time you have to remember that usually when one Call of Duty is coming out, that there's two other Call of Duties that are already in kind of process of being made. So World War II has probably been going on for the past 3 years. So they've been ready to go back to change it up and to do something different for the past 3 years. But of course, everyone needs to understand that games are not just something that happens. Usually when you get told about a game, you've got less than 6 months or 7 months. That's usually how they do it, and then the game is on stores. But you got to remember that the long process it takes to actually make these types of games. So with that being said, I remember back in the day when Call of Duty was just, wow, it was just the most amazing thing, especially when Modern Warfare came out. I mean, I played that so much back in the day, me and my army buddies, and we all were tired at that point of World War II. So when Modern Warfare came out, we were so excited to finally get a realistic, not really realistic, but a kind of in the setting of now kind of warfare, right? Modern warfare. So now we've had the Modern Warfare and we've had the Future Warfare, and now, believe it or not, as much as we all hated about 7 years ago World War II era type games because we got so many of them, now we're going back to World War II action. So it's very, very exciting because now that the games have kind of evolved, right? Gameplay has evolved. Well, I wouldn't say gameplay evolved really, but the graphics have evolved, and now we can really kind of get a more realistic look at what a World War II game can be. We all know what World War I can look like now because of Battlefield and just how beautiful that game is. And now we get to see that for World War II. So I'm very, very excited for Call of Duty World War II, and I know I'm going to get a chance to play it at E3. I don't know if I'm going to be able to have any footage for you, but I'm sure there's going to be lots of gameplay out there come E3 for you guys to see. So make sure you stick to the channel for that as well. So I'm actually really, really looking forward to World War II and to see what they can add and compare it to their previous World War II games like Call of Duty 3, Call of Duty 2, and I'm really, really excited to see what they can do. They're definitely bringing more of a personal story a la Band of Brothers and stuff like that. I don't know if you remember Gearbox Software from a long time ago. They had the series of the more personal story of World War II, so it's going to be nice to see that kind of gameplay as well as the graphic fidelity that this generation is giving us. So that's Call of Duty World War II. I'm excited for it, and I can't wait to play it, and hopefully it's going to be as good as I'm hoping it will be. So now let's move on to Destiny 2. So when I played Destiny 1 back when it first came out, I enjoyed it for a little bit, but then I kind of got stale of it, and I think a lot of people did. A lot of people were underwhelmed of the promise that Bungie had given us, right? Because these are the creators of Halo. These are the creators of just one of the biggest franchises ever in video game history. It's like, oh my gosh, they're going to do amazing because it's Destiny. It's a new franchise. But we were a little bit let down. So now that I think that they've had a few years under their belt to figure out what it is exactly that people are wanting in a Destiny title, this year seems to be the Destiny that we all wanted in the beginning. Now, you remember like the Assassin's Creed series. Assassin's Creed 1 I thought was awesome, but it was also very, very repetitive. And so once Assassin's Creed 2 came out, Ubisoft really got that formula down, and they knew exactly what everyone wanted. So I feel the same is going to happen with Destiny 2. I feel like this Destiny 2 is going to be its Assassin's Creed 2, and it's going to really, really show off what the developers really, really wanted in the first place. So Destiny 2 is something that I'm actually looking forward to getting my hands on, and I know I'm going to be playing that as well. So, and the fact that it's coming out for PC, of course, is something I'm very, very happy about, because I enjoy playing PC games a lot more than console lately. That is just because the freedom of having everything set up the highest you can do it, especially with the GTX 1080 Ti, it's just, as much as I love consoles for that sit-home living experience, I don't play games as a sit-home living experience. I am a content creator. I play games with a purpose to show you the best the game can look and the best the game can play. In order to do that, that's why PC games for me are the best choice. But I do still play, obviously, the exclusives for PS4 and Xbox and stuff like that. But I've been leaning a lot more towards PC just to make sure that the quality that I have stays the same that it has been throughout the channel's history. So looking forward to Destiny 2. Can't wait to see what they can do with that. Already we've seen some gameplay on that, and it looked great. So hopefully they're going to be able to keep it up, and I can't wait to hear and see more about it in the future. So Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy is another game that's going to be showcased. I am going to be playing some of that, and I am going to be able to record some of that. I've already got an appointment set up for that, so I'm actually looking forward to play that, because Crash Bandicoot is one of those series that everyone loves, of course, when the PlayStation first came out. For those of you that are maybe too young to have ever played Crash Bandicoot, if you played Uncharted 4, there was a little level that you can play at the very, very end in the epilogue for Uncharted, and you can also do it, I think, in the mission where you're in the house with your wife. But that's just a little bit of what the game is. It's really, really fun, and it's that classic feeling, and now it's being made for the PS4. So very, very excited to see what they do with that. So that's, as far as I know, what Activision has going on. So we're going to move down the list here and see. I've got a list up here of the games that are going to be coming out, and I'm just going to be labeling them as far as publisher and what I'm most excited about. So to move on, next up is Bethesda, and obviously we really haven't heard too much about what they've got going on. We do know that Fallout 4 VR is going to be coming out, and I think a lot of people are going to be really into that. I'm going to be into that. I didn't really get a lot out of Fallout 4 that I wanted to. I just felt it was Fallout 3. I guess I've kind of, I don't know, in my opinion, I feel the open world market is oversaturated, and I'm actually getting a little tired of playing all of these open world games, because I feel like every company has to make every game open world that wants to be AAA. And I wish as a community, as a gaming community, we would realize that not every game needs to be open world. It's okay to have a linear game, a single player experience, a story, a feeling. But it just seems like every game wants to be open world. So I think I really started to get a little weary of open world games when Fallout 4 came out, because I just felt, oh my gosh, I've done this before. It's like, where's the new? You know, there was a lot of cool things in Fallout 4, and don't get me wrong, it was a great game, but it was just the same as everything else. So Fallout 4 for VR, I think that might change things up a little bit, because this is a big title and it's for VR. So I'm actually looking forward to playing that as well. And if the rumors are true, then I guess maybe we'll see the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim, which will be coming for Switch. I don't have a Switch, so I can't really tell you exactly how that plays, and I'm probably not going to get a Switch because Nintendo is not really a fan of YouTubers, or they just want to take all the money. So let's move on to something else here. So we've done Bethesda. Let's move on to Capcom. Yeah. All right. So with Capcom, there's definitely something that I'm looking forward to, and that is Resident Evil 2 Remake. Now, we've got Resident Evil 1 remake and the 0 remake that came out for all the systems in 2015, I think, and in 2016 respectively. So we've known that Resident Evil 2, the remake for that, which is going to be made in the style of 0 and Resident Evil 1 remake. I'm very, very excited for that because Resident Evil 2, you know, obviously came out on the PlayStation back, I think, in 97 or 98. And they were amazing games, amazing zombie games when the zombie market wasn't, you know, saturated with all of these zombie games and stuff like that. But now that they're remaking it in the style of 0 and 1, I really feel that this is going to be a huge hit because so many people have wanted this game. A lot of people consider Resident Evil 2 to be the best. For me, it's Resident Evil 4, but that's just because that's the one that I got the most into. A lot of people are really excited for Resident Evil 2 Remake. Are we going to see something of it at E3? I would love to, and hopefully I'll get a chance to play it at E3 as well. But that's probably the biggest thing I'm looking forward to from Capcom. And let's keep going down. Let's see, we've got... here's one I'm definitely looking forward to, and hopefully they're going to have something substantial at E3. Deep Silver, the publisher. Kingdom Come Deliverance, one of the most realistic medieval games that's out there. So I've played the beta a lot, or the alpha, whatever it was, and it felt good, right? It obviously needed a little bit more polish. It's been known for a long time that it's going to be coming out, so I'm actually looking forward to Kingdom Come Deliverance and seeing what they have improved on since the last time I got a chance to play it. And there's also Agents of Mayhem. I don't know if you've taken a look at that, but that looks like a game that could be pretty fun to play as well. So there's the games from Deep Silver that I'm looking forward to. And then we'll keep going. Now we're getting to the big guy, Electronic Arts, and there are a lot of games coming out for Electronic Arts that we can hopefully look forward to. So there's some DLC coming out for Battlefield 1, The Name of the Tsar. So I'm sure they're going to be showcasing that at E3. So more DLC for Battlefield isn't a bad thing at all because we love Battlefield. Obviously, you've got your EA Sports titles, FIFA 18, Madden NFL 18, NBA Live 18. Hopefully the NBA Live series can do something because they've done nothing in the past since, I don't know, the last NBA Live game that I thought was good at all was probably NBA Live 95. I played that game to death when I was around 12 years old. And since then, I mean, since 2000, really, 2K has just taken the market on NBA. But to say the least, you know, Madden has taken the market from 2K in football, which is sad too. You know, they still got that exclusive license out there. So unfortunately, Madden to me just feels like it's the same thing every single year. And they have no encouragement, they have no drive to improve on any of the stuff that when you have competition that you normally are able to improve on. So that's sad because I enjoyed the rivalry between NFL 2K and Madden because it brought out better gameplay and it brought out just everything that you need competition, right? Because everything is better to me when you have something else like that. If it was just PlayStation 4, then I feel like a lot of the games that we play today wouldn't be nearly as good if we didn't have Xbox and Nintendo Switch to have that competition in there. So competition breeds creativity. So it's unfortunate that the Madden series is still just to me the same over and over. But hopefully they'll fix NBA Live 18 and get it doing a little better. So obviously the big game that's going to be coming out for E3 in this year from EA is going to be Star Wars Battlefront 2. Now, I was such a huge fan and still am a huge fan of Battlefront 1. I know a lot of people give it a lot of crap because of the fact that they say there's just not enough content. But to me, as a Star Wars fan, I mean, I could just play one mission over and over again just to be in that world. To be in that universe for Star Wars is just so amazing. And the fact that now, if you play Star Wars Battlefront now, you're going to get the experience that you wanted at the beginning. Unfortunately, it took a little bit of time. I felt like maybe Battlefront 1 was definitely rushed out a little bit. I think it was only like a year that it was announced and then it was out, you know. So I feel like They could have spent a little bit more time, but of course, because of the new, the Force Awakens, they had to get it out there and all that kind of stuff. But now they gave it a year in between, so we know that they're actually putting a story into it where it's going to be through the eyes of the Imperial. And so I'm very, very excited to see what they do with this, because never have we had a story from the dark side, except in the Dark Forces games, but never, or the TIE Fighter, where you actually might feel something for these people, because you have to think about it, right? To everyone who's playing, or to everyone who's in their war, right? Whatever country you're in, whatever you work for, to them, the others are the enemies. So to us, who our enemies are, but to them, we're the enemies. So I'm excited to see what the dark side, what they, from their perspective, what's going to happen, and how. I'm actually really, really looking forward just to seeing it from another perspective, because we always see it from the so-called good guys and the rebels and stuff. So looking forward to Star Wars Battlefront 2. There's also Need for Speed Payback that will be shown off at E3 as well. So we're going to move on. So as much as I don't want to say this, Konami's got really, 2 games that they're going to be showcasing, and that's going to be Metal Gear Survive and Pro Evolution Soccer. Metal Gear Survive. I just don't know where to begin with that. I'm going to check it out just because I want to at least show it off to you guys, because that's my job. I mean, it's what I do. It's to show off these games so you guys can make the decision of whether or not it's going to be right for you. And in order to do that, I'm going to have to play it. So, I don't know. We'll see. I like to see more footage on it. I mean, hopefully they're putting this out, and hopefully they've got Metal Gear Solid 3 Remake in the back of their heads, and they're making it. They're not talking about it yet. But, I don't want to say that the Metal Gear series is over, because I know Konami can come out with a good Metal Gear game. It's okay to remake one of Kojima's masterpieces, just to give us, don't change it. Don't put your Konami brand love on it, or please don't put that love anywhere, but keep it exactly the same, just like you did with the Pachinko machines. Those cutscenes were amazing, so I would like to think that they wouldn't make all those cutscenes and spend all that money for just Pachinko. So I don't know. That's just me hoping. But those are your Konami titles. I don't really know if I'm looking forward to them, but I'm definitely going to check them out. Alright, so let's talk about Microsoft Studios. They've got a few games that I think all of us are looking forward to, and that is, of course, Crackdown 3. I don't know if it's going to be at E3. I'm sure they're going to show something of it. I mean, it's their main exclusive. I was a big fan of the Crackdown series. I remember the first Crackdown, when it came out, you had a demo or a beta or something. You could be in the beta for Halo 3, and I remember I did that. I remember it was like 2006 or end of 2006, beginning of 2007, somewhere around in there, playing Crackdown just to play the Halo 3 beta, or the Halo 3 demo that you got to play. And then actually end up liking Crackdown. It was one of those games where it was truly the city is your oyster. It's your playground, right? You can do whatever you want. There's a lot of superhero powers and stuff like that, which is really cool. And so I'm excited, actually really excited to see what Crackdown has in store for us, and to see some really lengthy gameplay showing it off, because this is their swan song right now, because obviously there's no Gears, there's no Halo, so this is the thing that's going to, hopefully bring more people to Microsoft this year. So I'm hoping that that Crackdown 3 is going to deliver. Also, you've got the next Forza sequel, and everybody loves a good racing game, so looking forward to that one as well. Sea of Thieves, which is probably not on a lot of people's radar, but I got to play it at last year's E3, and when you're playing with people and friends that it's really fun. It's like that pirate adventure, a little silly, but really fun. So I'm actually looking forward to that one quite a bit for Microsoft. And then, of course, there's also State of Decay 2. A lot of people enjoy the State of Decay series. I played a little bit of it back when it first came out. This is kind of like your DayZ, kind of more realistic type of zombie gameplay survival. So I know a lot of people are looking forward to that as well. That's it from Microsoft, unless they announce something. I can't really, I mean, there's some games coming out for Nintendo and all that stuff. Super Mario Odyssey, I'm sure everyone's going to want to buy. That's the next big thing. But again, I don't play Nintendo games. I play old Nintendo games, but Nintendo really, they just don't like the YouTubers. They don't like us showing off their games and stuff like that. I mean, they take all the profits, so I usually never play any Nintendo games unless it's like an old Nintendo game, and even then I don't get any money from it. But like Metal Gear Solid Twin Snakes walkthrough that I did just recently, I didn't get any money from. Nintendo takes everything, and then, you know, because ads are down. So I'm not really looking forward to anything from Nintendo this year, but I'm sure there are some games that you might be looking forward to. So again, Super Mario Odyssey, Splatoon 2, those are a few games that I'm sure you guys are probably enjoy for those of you that are Nintendo players. Let's look on here. Let's see. The big one, Rockstar Games, and they've only got one game that is probably going to be at E3, and hopefully it's going to be some type of gameplay demo, and that is, of course, Red Dead Redemption 2. That is a game I think all of us are looking forward to. It came out of, I wouldn't say that Red Dead Redemption came out of nowhere. Everyone, I'm sure, took a look at Red Dead Revolver when it came out, and it was a so-so game. It wasn't, you know, amazing, but it was fun. And then when Red Dead Redemption 2 came out, or excuse me, Red Dead Redemption came out, it had the name of Red Dead, so we were unsure if it was going to be just like the previous one. But with Rockstar at the helm, you had a little bit of hope, because I swear everything that Rockstar touches is gold. They are one of the developers that takes their time with games, and that has a small list of games that they do, but there's so much love behind every single game that they do. And for that reason alone, I know that Red Dead Redemption 2 is going to be the same. So very much anticipated game is Red Dead Redemption 2. It just got delayed, so it's probably not going to be, it's not going to be coming out in 2017, which that is okay to me, because I want it to come out when it is perfect, when it is optimized and beautiful. The only thing I wish is that Rockstar would realize that they're alienating a lot of their fans because of not coming out for PC. I don't know why they decide to mainly promote consoles and not PC, because you can always port games over to consoles from PC, but it's different when you port games from consoles to PC. PCs to consoles. I don't know. I probably said that backwards, but either way, I wish it was coming out at the same time for PC. Hopefully we'll get something for PC, but who knows. Red Dead Redemption is definitely going to be one of those games that is on everyone's radar, so we're definitely looking forward to that. All right, there's a lot. Sony, man, they're on fire. They've been on fire for a while. I was always a huge Xbox 360 fan, more than a PlayStation 3 fan, but I gotta say, Sony has turned their crap around, and they just got so many exclusives that are just gonna blow everything out of the water. I mean, Days Gone, I'm sure there's gonna be more shown off for Days Gone, and that looked really good. It's got Sam Witwer in it, and he's an amazing actor, and I'm glad that he's leading the charge in this game, and it looks really good. Of course, Sony, you've got Death Stranding. I mean, hopefully we'll get to see something, but probably not too much from Death Stranding, as it's still probably 3-4 years away from even coming. Detroit Being Human, I mean, come on, David Cage, the guy, I mean, Indigo Prophecy, Fahrenheit, Heavy Rain, Beyond Two Souls. I mean, this guy knows exactly what he is doing with storytelling, and we're all looking forward to Detroit Being Human. God of War, I mean, when I sat there at the Sony press conference last year and this trailer started playing, no one knew what it was. It was just, it looked like any other trailer, and then when Kratos just comes out and shows his face, I mean, the place went mad. And I gotta say, I'm for them, man. God of War is just one of those series that just keeps getting better every single time. And what they're doing with the series, how they're changing it up a little bit, how they're going from Greek to Norse is kind of cool and fun. And I'm actually it's like kind of a soft reboot. So I'm really looking forward to, of course, God of War. That's going to be one of the most anticipated games, I think, as well. And, of course, Spider-Man. So we're all excited for Spider-Man because Insomnia Games is making the game. And I love what they do with their series, Ratchet and Clank. So this is, I think, going to be one of the best Spider-Man games probably since Spider-Man 2. So everyone has a lot of hope, but they haven't seen a lot of it. So hopefully this year for E3, there's going to be a lot of gameplay showcasing Spider-Man. So really looking forward to that. Of course, we'll probably see a trailer from The Last of Us Part 2. Very interested. Of course, this, I mean, wow. Just already they've got so many games under their belt that is really going to just steal the show for Sony. So very, very, very much anticipated. Looking forward to The Last of Us Part 2. So if you haven't checked out my Last of Us walkthrough, go do that, as it is such an amazing game. Amazing storytellers. The folks at Naughty Dog, to me, are on the same level as Rockstar. I haven't seen a game from them that has been anything under perfection, in my honest opinion. So very, very much looking forward to The Last of Us Part 2. And of course, Uncharted: The Lost Legacy, which is kind of like Uncharted 4's DLC in a way, even though they've made it separate or whatever. So excited to look into Chloe's story a little bit more and to follow her adventures. So looking forward to that from Sony. And of course, there's probably even more coming out that's going to be amazing. Obviously, you've got Gran Turismo. There's just they've got so many things coming. It's an exciting time to be a Sony fan. So all right, next up is Ubisoft. Believe it or not, as much hate that Ubisoft gets, they are right now the top selling games of 2017. Ghost Recon Wildlands, For Honor, I mean, those are like the top games of 2017. So as much as you guys don't, always flame on Ubisoft, I love their games. I absolutely love their games because of what they do. They're so varied. Like, they have different titles and do different stuff. Ghost Recon series is one of my favorite, even though I was a little disappointed with Ghost Recon this year, but that's only because it just didn't feel like real Ghost Recon. It felt more like it could be a standalone thing, but not like Ghost Recon in the sense. And now was just announced Far Cry 5, and they're doing a new take on that, so hopefully that's going to be coming out, or we don't know when we know when it's going to come out, but hopefully it's going to be a good title. So I'll hopefully get a chance. I'll definitely get a chance to play that and record some Far Cry. Assassin's Creed, they've listened to everybody. They listened to the audience. They're fans for Assassin's Creed, and they know that they needed to take a break to get a little reinventive and to bring new polish to the game and hopefully send it in a cooler new direction. So I'm really, really, of course, looking forward to Assassin's Creed. I'm a huge Assassin's Creed fan, and I find good things in every single Assassin's Creed game. It's just my kind of gameplay. That's what I like. Assassin's Creed games are one of the only type of games that I really, really like, the fact that they are open world. I think that they do it really, really well. So I'm looking forward to seeing how the new Assassin's Creed is going to kind of take off, and hopefully this new kind of soft reboot of the series is going to bring it into better directions. Everybody loves South Park, so we're all looking forward to the Fractured Butthole, and I'll have some gameplay for that as well. And then hopefully, we'll get maybe something with Splinter Cell. I mean, come on, Ubisoft. You know what your fans are wanting. It's been since 2013. It's time for a Splinter Cell game, so hopefully we'll get an announcement on that. There are a few unannounced titles that Ubisoft has not mentioned yet, so here's crossing our fingers, everyone, for the next Splinter Cell. It is time. Alright, so that does it for Ubisoft. So now we got Warner Brothers Interactive, and there's definitely a game that I think we're all looking forward to, even though it was just delayed a little bit, but it's still coming out at the end of this year, which is Middle-earth: Shadow of War. So everyone... Gosh, I absolutely loved Middle-earth: Shadow of Mordor. You can check out my walkthrough on the channel as well. I did that stealthy, and it was so great. It had a mixture of Batman, Arkham series, a mixture of the Assassin's Creed series, and some people say that it did better than both of those series. It took those elements, created them into this amazing, amazing Lord of the Rings game, and I'm really, really looking forward to what Middle-earth: Shadow of War can bring to the table. We've seen a lot of gameplay of it so far, and it looks absolutely amazing, and I already know that I'm going to freaking love it. So looking forward to that. and I can't wait for that to come out. So that's what I'm most interested in from Warner Brothers Interactive, is Shadow of War. And really, that's about it as far as all the publishers and things that I'm most interested in. If you guys have any other games that I didn't mention that you guys are all excited about, please let me know in the comments below. I know this was a pretty hefty, long video, but I wanted to go over each and every publisher and game that I am excited and hope to see for. I'm sure, like I said, there's some that I missed. But again, let me know of those in the comments below. Thank you guys for watching the long video. I just wanted to say what I'm most excited about seeing at E3 2017. Again, what are your most anticipated games? Let me know in the comments below, and of course, I will see you next time. Peace out.